Good evening, hello, and good evening to our viewers all over the world. I thank you for, thanks be to God for another beautiful day, the day that the Lord has made. He said we should rejoice and be glad in it. I'm rejoicing, I'm glad because I am among the living. Praise God. How are you, dear viewers? I'm so grateful to be here with you. I hope you are well. I hope you had a nice day yesterday and today. Glory be to God for great things that He has done and is doing in our lives. Blessed be the holy name. Amen. Amen. It's a beautiful day. You're welcome to MCB TV show. Here we talk stories, we tell our stories, we use our stories to encourage people, we use our stories to empower people, we use our stories to give hope to those who are hopeless, we use our stories to encourage, inspire, and, of course, to glorify God. That is what we do here. So if you have a story to share, please get in touch with me on 0789 Give us a call. And today, if you want to ask questions, call us also on that number. I will really appreciate it if you can, call in, ask question, or contribute to whatever we're going to discuss today. That will really be appreciated. And of course, on this platform that I always declare that Jesus is Lord because He's the Lord of all lords, is the King of all kings, the ruler of all rulers, and the wisdom of the wise. I give all the glory, honor, adoration to our Father who art in heaven. Praise God. And then I also have an anchor on this show, taken from Psalm 107, 1 and 2. Say, oh, give thanks to the Lord, for He is good and His mercies endures forever. And the B part of it says, let the redeemed of the Lord say so, whom He has redeemed from the hand of the enemy. Or another version says, let the redeemed tell their stories. Let the redeemed tell their stories. So whatever it is that has happened to you, we all have a story. Every human being has got a story, and you use your story to glorify God, to shame the devil, to inspire people out there, and to tell them that, they're not alone. Whatever it is that is going on in your life right now, you are not alone. There's somebody that is going through it or that had gone through that particular challenge or issues or whatever you call it, or somebody is there, that knows what to do. So, and that is the reason why you share your story, because helpers will come and, be able to help you out of that situation or the pit where you are at the moment. And I pray that the Lord's hand will continue to be upon us, every one of us, in Jesus' name. Today, we're going to talk on reinvention of yourself. How do you reinvent yourself? And the topic of today is reinvent yourself and discover your brilliancy, or the brilliancy within you. There's so much brilliancy within you. There's so much potentials within you, but you don't know, because issues are going on in your life, because you have gone through one challenge in life or the other. You kind of want to give up before you even give up. I'm here to encourage you today. Don't give up. Don't give up. It doesn't matter what is going on in your life. Please don't give up. There's much more in your future. So to reinvent yourself is a major change that are never easy. Of course, it's never easy for you to reinvent yourself because of your instinct, the urgent matter of the day. What you want now. These are the things. It goes against us. At least you can say today, you can say tomorrow. So because of that, the urgent things of today, they all work against us. But if you learn to focus on your future self, you'll be surprised what the Lord can do for you. So we're here. I have a visitor, a guest today, a beautiful sister of mine. She's Dr. Adaobi Onyekwele. She corrected me earlier on. Bakari. She's a reinvention coach. She's an author. She's going to introduce herself here. So I'm just going to bring her and let her introduce herself on this platform. Hello, Dr. Adaobi. You're welcome to MCB Real Life Talk Show, where transformation, healing, and the blessing abound. You're welcome. Yes, sis.
Mr. Carol, thank you for inviting me to
You're
such
welcome.
a warm and glorious platform. Thank you.
You're welcome. How are you today?
Oh, fantastic. I'm fine.
You're most welcome. This is your second time of coming to this show, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. The first time I enjoyed it so much because it created a lot of exposure for me, and I had a lot of clients calling me afterwards. So
Wow.
your show is really something that brings exposure. And also, I was able to coach more people and reach more people about my what I do.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Oh, thank God for that. And that made, and when we invited you again, you did not even say no, and you decided to come again. We appreciate you for that.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right. And please introduce yourself and tell us who is Dr. Adaobi Onyekwere Bakari.
Wow. How many times have people felt that they are at a crossroad in life and that they don't see any other options? They reach out to friends, they reach out to colleagues, or even read loads of self help books, but still they don't find the answer. Well, that was where I was 7 years ago.
Wow.
My name is Dr. Adaobi Onyekweli Bakare, and today I will be speaking about reinvention and how you can get unstuck from wherever you find yourself so that you can discover the brilliance within you and thrive again.
Thank you very much for that. That's awesome introduction. Are you stuck? Most of us are stuck. Honestly, I must confess. People like their comfort zone. Although they are not even progressing because it's their comfort zone, they don't want to move. Such people need reinvention, you know. Today, first of all, before you go into the questions that I'm going to ask you, can you please tell us about your upbringing? Where are you from? Your background, please.
I'm from the ethnic Igbo culture in Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria, so from the eastern part of Nigeria.
Yeah, tell us about who you are, about your upbringing, if you want to share with
Well,
us.
coming from the eastern culture, with what's going on, I I didn't have much exposure because everything was happening with the rich, the affluent people. I am the seventh child of a family of, well, siblings of nine, so a family of nine, 10, 11, seven child out of a family of 11, including my parents. But growing up, I had I had been destined to stay at home and not move out of my parents' house. And this is because I was born with a disability. And my mother reckoned that all the other children will move out, but I will be the person at home. She made that clear to me when I was small because she knew that I struggled with a lot of things. And that was supposed to be my destiny. I even thought, I won't be able to marry. So it's like, I was just planning for a life on my own, probably begging or just living like that.
Wow.
But I had some of my siblings, they were very smart. Because I remember when I finished my secondary school, I didn't want to go to further. All I wanted to do was just a secretariat to learn how to type. But my brother, Austin, he said, no, that I have to.
Your elder brother, younger brother.
No, my elder brother, his name is Austin. He said, no, that I have to go to school and study something. I didn't know what because I didn't have motivation because I didn't have guidance.
You've
So
been
with that,
demoralized.
yes,
While you were young, you've been told you can do this, you can't do this, others can do this. And those negativity from your parents had kind of suppressed you from thinking, better, isn't it?
yes, it was just from my mom because my dad died very early. I didn't
Okay.
even know my dad very well, but my mom, from the age of 6 to the age of 22, I had 15 operations on
Wow.
one leg. So my mother was tired of taking me, and she could see how I was suffering from going to Oyigbo market
Mm,
to look for solutions for me. Some of these solutions nearly killed me. The ones they took me to the river to try to cure me, it was in River Niger, and they put me on the boat, thinking that if they make sacrifices, I will be better.
yeah.
Thank God the boat did not capsize because
Wow.
it was a small boat, but still, all effort failed. And my mother just said, well, you just have to live whatever life you find yourself.
Hmm.
And I believe
Anyway,
that,
yeah, at the moment, sorry, I just want to pop in. She did what she knew it was best at that time. Do you get what I'm saying? Because sometimes we are asking questions, oh, why would she have to do that? That was all she knew about at that point in time. If there was hospital or she can afford it, you say your daddy died when you were very young. So she was a sole breadwinner. So it's the only thing she could afford was what she did at that time.
that is true.
Yeah.
Correct. So I, when I finished school, because I went to a very good school, it was a convent school, Marymount College, Agbo.
Hmm.
So in the school, I was sort of sheltered by the Reverend sisters. They were very strict, but they gave us the kind of mindset that everything is like they protected us from the outside world.
Yeah.
But when I finished and entered the world, it was harsh reality. I didn't feel accepted. I was judged. It even got to a stage that if somebody chases me while I'm wearing a trouser, my girlfriends will say, do you know that she has a bad leg? And the
Wow.
guy will say, sorry, we don't want to go out with you. So
It stigmatized you.
yes, I grew up with not using makeup. I was always nice to people because I want to get accepted.
Accepted.
Yes, I want to get accepted. And
Mm.
people were taking my things. I didn't complain because I felt if I complain, they might
Will
not
not
even.
be your friend.
Yes. So people were just stepping on me. I thought that was all right as long as they are my friends.
Mm.
But nobody, my mom didn't pick on that, maybe because she was so busy and I didn't know
Taking care-
that.
9 children, it's not easy to. You can't even take care of one or two or three children. 9 children. Hmm. Lord help us.
So that was the way I grew up until I thought that was my life until I met a friend of mine called Pauline. She was the gift that God brought for me.
Amen.
She told me that, do you know that people go to England to work? And I said, why should I go to England? I don't even know anybody.
At what age was this? How old were you at this time?
I was in my early 20s, and she wanted us to go to England. Then I decided to go and do this work. Since I don't have any boyfriend or anything, probably
Mm.
going to England, I will find job and come back. That was my intention. When I traveled, which is another story, getting to England is not easy because I don't know anyone. But finally, it was when I was sick I had tummy ache and I went to see a GP in London. That was when somebody looked at my leg and said, "Oh my God, I read about this in medical school. It's called Klippel Trunane
What does that
syndrome."
mean?
I don't know. I've never heard it before. It was then and they said, "How come you're still alive?" And I'm thinking, why are you asking me? But that was where my salvation began. And I
Wow.
told them all about the operations, all about them accusing one old woman. Because in my village, they thought it was a witch. There was
That
an
harmed
old
you.
woman they thinking that has bewitched me. There's nothing they didn't try. All the
Mm.
babalawos, they were accusing everybody. That
Mm.
was when I realized that it's actually a real condition and it affects one in every 3 million people in the world.
Wow.
It's a very, very rare condition. So that was how I started getting treatment. But because I had done 15 operations on one leg, so they were thinking, we don't want to touch it. We're going to manage it holistically. So that was how they started managing my leg for me. And I had a life. That was how I started having boyfriends
Oh,
who
wow.
didn't even mind.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
because I
Wow.
realized that it's not a disease, it's just a condition.
So, how did you manage it, and what happened? How was it
Um,
managed?
I suffer a lot from pain. In Nigeria, they used to tie dirty bandages on my leg, and people used to think, oh, she's smelly, she's this, because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So when I came to London,
Was there a saw in it or what?
no, what happened is that normally when we're born with one deep vein on the leg. Is it the artery where the blood
Yeah.
flows?
Mm.
So it's just that when my mother was pregnant, during the cell division, the cell that is in the leg did not divide properly to form the veins. So instead of veins, one big vein, it formed lots of little veins. It could be
Okay.
millions of them. So that leg doesn't have vein. It's not genetic. It just happens to an egg. I think when you are pregnant and you are missing some nutrients or
Mm-hmm.
some minerals in your food.
For the baby
So
to be well developed.
yes, so the cell did not have what it's supposed to have to complete its division. So it was actually my daughter that found that out. And she came to
Wow.
tell me last year. I said,
Mm.
wow. So that was how now I manage it with support bandage, support stockings.
Yeah.
I get my leg measured and they put the stockings on. So with that, it's just for me to be able to walk about without fainting. Because
Yeah.
in Nigeria, I used to faint a lot. And you know
Wow.
how many women they've accused of that? All the old women in my compound,
They were
they
all
said,
witches and wizards.
yes.
I know.
Mm.
Ah, the Lord will bless us in Africa. That's what they do. Anything is a witch that is harming you. It's just part of who we are. God help us. All right. Is it possible you speak to somebody now that has got a disability, well, any form of disability, that's not the end of life?
I think that's actually my mission now to support caregivers, those that look after the disabled children and those that are disabled themselves, because I am more than qualified to do this. I've been to India where I spoke to the schools and I mentored them on I spoke to about 10,000 students in secondary schools in India.
Mm.
on how to manage this sort of things, especially family members or a fellow student. So that I like doing that. I'm actually going to be opening a workshop for that, so that parents with disabled children, we don't see them that is their life portion. It could be a stepping stone to whatever they want to be. Because when we are born, out of 10 million sperm, only one egg
Yeah.
produced, and that is you. So if we want the race to come to this world on earth, why should we allow something that we can manage to become a disability for our mind? There's disability of the skin of the body, but we don't want to create mind disability. That is, you are worrying, you are stressing. There is always a solution.
There is always a solution. That's awesome.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah.
always a solution. It doesn't matter what is going on with you now. There is always a solution. Just seek for the solution and keep keeping on. Don't give up. A solution will come one day. A solution will come one day. All right, that's a good one. Thank you very much, Dr. Adaobi. You wrote a book, Reinvent Yourself, and discover the brilliance within you. At what point did you decide to reinvent yourself? What happened? Because most of us, we don't like to reinvent ourselves because we like our comfort zone. We're used to familiar things. We don't want to go to anywhere we don't know. Whatever we can do, we don't just care about it. At what point did you realize, I need to reinvent myself? I need to do more. I want to, fulfill my purpose in life.
Mm. You will have thought having my disability will help me, but it didn't. Because sometimes in life, we do get complacent, especially when you don't have a good, let me say, when you don't have a mentor or a good mentor, because sometimes our parents, they're supposed to be our mentor. But if a parent is so engaged in their own problems, you are producing 20 children, but you're not looking after them.
Yeah.
You just say, I have all these children.
Yeah.
But what are you producing? So I I had a disability, but I did not, it affected me, but it did not change my thoughts. I wrote this book after surviving, after surviving another disability. This one wasn't a disability. After surviving death. Yes. God gave me a disability which I was born with, but I did not even allow that to shake me. I was still carrying on. Then, sometimes God show you something and you're not using it.
Yeah.
And I became depressed. I wasn't enjoying my life. I was always comparing
Yourself
myself
with.
to other people, not knowing what they were doing to be what they are. And I was judgmental. I felt sorry for myself. I didn't see a way out. I was stuck.
Hmm.
I got married in that stockiness, thinking marriage is the answer. Okay, maybe when I have kids, I had a girl. I said, okay, maybe I need a boy to wake me up. I had a boy. I was still sleeping. Sometimes I remember the Bible stories like the talents. God gave three the talents, the one that hid his talents and did not use it. God took that talent and gave it to the ones that were using it. So, like the
Preach
talent,
on, Pastor Adaobi.
like the talent, I wasn't using my God-given gift. I was just sitting down and complaining, complaining. As I was complaining, I was getting older. My life was going. So God said, maybe you better slap this one. And God gave me
A
cardiac
slap.
arrest. Yeah, it wasn't just, I was dead. I had 5 cardiac arrests in 4 days. By the time the ambulance arrived, I had been dead for 10 minutes.
Wow.
I didn't wake up. They were
God
just
loves
telling me
you.
what happened. But what changed me was that when I was in a coma, supposed coma, I heard when they said, she's already dead anyway. Let us turn off the life support. It was in that instance that I wanted to live. And I said, wow. I was shouting. But the doctors later said,
Nobody heard.
they didn't hear me. Because then I realized that my life has a purpose. Because in that coma, I was being asked, what have you done with your life? I
Wow.
was telling God, the angels, oh, I did this for my mom. They said, no, what did you do? Oh, I said, I did this for my brother. I did this for my friends. But I didn't have an answer to what I did with my life. That was when I realized that we all came to this earth to do something.
Definitely.
It doesn't matter if you are a doctor, lawyer,
Mm.
a dustbin man, a dumpster, or a cleaner. Everything is a job because a cleaner will get paid
At the end
with
of the day.
money. A
Mm.
doctor will get paid with money to feed the
Mm.
family. Even the dustbin man will get paid. So no, the job you do does not define you. You are all earning money. So a doctor is not better than a cleaner because if the cleaner doesn't clean, the hospital will be stinking.
Yeah.
And
There'll
if
be
the doctor doesn't
diseases.
operate, the
Mm.
cleaner will be sick. So
Yeah.
everybody, I learned that we are all equal. Since that day, I don't envy any movie star, Beyonce or whatever you are. We're all the same. It's only the young. That's why I want to help to train the young minds. I want to get them off worshiping superstars
Idol worship. Yeah.
because well, worshiping superstars is okay if you have something, not just sitting in your house doing nothing, and you want to be like is it
Beyonce
Davido? Yeah,
or
Beyonce,
Jay-Z.
Davido. Yeah, Jay-Z. Those people they work really hard, but when they come, they deceive our young ones that money is so easy.
Do they really
So
deceive? They don't. I don't think they deceive, my dear. They work hard and they tell them they work hard, but people watching them want to be like them, not, but they don't want to go through that process. Success is a process. Where you are now is a process. If you work, and that's the reason why you need to reinvent yourself. You are in one station. You asked a question earlier on. Are you stuck? How long have you been stuck in a particular place? And when you are stuck in a place for a long time, it's time for you to reinvent yourself. All right.
which is
But
true.
unfortunately, sometimes it takes a drastic action. Things have to happen for you. It was a cardiac arrest. You know, you felt, you had that before to realize, oh my God, I have more to life than just to be a wife, a mother, and, just to be thinking about other people. You much
Correct.
more there for you to do. So we are here telling people out there, it doesn't matter what is going on in your life. I tell people, yes, I cry about the situation. I look at the situation. I say, now, what can I do to get an answer? I teach my children that. Stop crying. No, stop complaining. This thing has happened. It's beyond you. What's the solution? How can you get a solution and move forward? That's how I'm teaching my children that because I've learned from it. Because when you sit down in a place and you are crying because of situation that happens to you, my God, you'll be there forever.
That is true. Correct.
So, like what you say happened to you. What happened after that? You were in the hospital. You came out of the hospital, or they were going to switch off the machine.
Um, yes, correct. They were going to switch off the machine because they said my life wouldn't have quality because I was brain dead for 1 month. I had multiple organ failure. All my organs were not working,
Wow.
and my liver burst into two, and I have biliary sepsis. I also have some blood clots waiting to go off. So they said there's no way that I'll have a quality life.
God
They
loves
told my
you.
family it's better they switch it off so that they don't look after a vegetable. You know, I've always been so grateful that my family, they really, they love me because I'm the only one that looks after the whole family
So sweet.
with my, So
Mm.
when they told them to sign, they didn't sign because
Wow.
I did ask, why did you not sign? Did you know I was going to come back? They
Mm.
said, no, we just don't want to sign to switch off your life support. We don't want
Mm.
to be responsible for killing you, but we didn't know
Mm.
you were going to come back. So that was my savior. Because if they had the way they saw me, I was
Mm.
actually gone. So today I thank God so much. And I don't, one thing I stopped doing, I stopped worrying. And I give gratitude for everything because even when I didn't know,
Mm.
God came to save my life. He used people. God don't come down by himself. He uses people. He used my
Correct.
family and he used the doctors. Because even the doctors, I remember when they were going to give me injection, I was complaining. The doctor said, don't even complain because people like you, they don't survive. We thought you were going to end up in the mortuary. So if this injection is the pain that you
That you
have to
go through.
suffer for living, it's
Come on,
worth it.
baby. Mm.
Yeah. So that was when I knew that what happened to me was serious.
Mm.
And I also saw the pictures afterwards. So
Yeah.
since then, I just said, I cannot continue going back to the life I know. I have to change. It
Mm.
was the very week they discharged me, I set up my company called Put You First. Put You First.
Wow.
Because
That's awesome.
I was still on my
Say that
bed.
again. Tell women out there to put themselves first. Mostly women put themselves last. Their children, their husband, their family. Sometimes some women will come to my shop. I have a business that I run. And, oh, I want this, I want this. And then, what about you? No, not now. I say, listen, you don't want this now. By the time somebody call you from Africa or wherever they are, can I have 20,000? You will send it to them. Won't you? Oh, yes, but okay. Appreciate. Put you first, please.
Yes. I had always put myself last. I remember people used to stop me on the street when the kids were small. I could buy my clothes, but I wasn't looking good. And they used to feel sorry for me. Sometimes they even laugh at me at the back,
Of
but
course they
they
would.
stopped me in front. So I now realized that all the things I've been, because when I was in coma, my life was flashing like, the way you go to a film, when you go to a movie theater, all my life was flashing from the beginning. And I was watching myself, my life, and I said, no, I don't want to be that. So as soon as I wake up, I wanted to change. It was
Mm,
when I started changing that I now felt that actually I've been living a lie to myself and nobody mentored me or corrected me. And that is why I felt that I don't want women to regret because not everybody is going to survive a tragic event,
mm,
especially like a heart attack or
mm,
cardiac arrest. So if I had lived my life then and anything happened, no problem. But I had never lived. I was just existing, walking on two legs. I was a human walking
mm.
on two legs with no character.
Dead man living,
Dead man
dead
walk.
man walking, dead man walking. Most people are like that, dead men, dead women walking on the street, and they think they're living. From the way you speak to them, there's no hope. I mean, Lord have mercy on us. So how can we reinvent ourselves? And do you coach people? How can they come to you? At what point did you really start that after your cardiac arrest?
To tell the truth, I only went to a company called Salad Master UK because I used to work in Salad Master. I sell, this cookware,
Yeah.
expensive cookware. I was like paying attention to health, but not to my mental state. So everything has to balance. So when I realized that it's not just about health, it's about other things. Because for you to function, your life has to be balanced. You
It
can't
has to
just
be.
only exercise and not eat, or
Mm,
only eat, exercise, and not have friends. Everything goes together. So
mm,
I spoke to the in the office of Salad Master UK, and I told them about what happened to me. From there, I was called in Redeem Church. I went to Redeem. Then I went to another church. Then I went to Liberty in Norbury Church. So it was there that I now realized that what I'm doing is actually sharing. Because people were crying. And when people see me, they come and hug me. Even when I go to the hospitals, all the doctors come and give me a hug. It's like
mm,
people think that when they hug me, they will get some energy from me. So I
mm,
was, then that was how I said I was discovered by some motivational speakers. And they started putting me on stage. Me go on
mm.
stage? No way. That was when I had some coaching on how to share my story, and I started going. And that was what took me all the way to the top, because that was how I was recognized by the world, and I was given a doctorate in May 20th.
Wow. Congratulations to
Thank
that. That's how you got your doctorate, um,
you.
what's it called? Title.
Yes, after 4,000 hours of work, I was being recognized. I never thought that would happen to people like me. Because remember where I came from. I
Mm,
came from um, Igbo, Igbo tribe, where I was being mocked, I was being laughed at,
mm.
to becoming a dominant just because of the tragic situation around my life.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
even today, the doctors use me as an example to people that have survived cardiac arrest or heart attack, and they said I should come and speak to them.
Mm,
So I go to health center and speak to them, sharing my stories and giving tips. But they've asked for more, where I can do like a package for them that they will use to help themselves, even if I'm not there, because I'm only one person. So I might have to be training people to go and deliver for me, because my health is only happened 5 years ago. So I'm still recovering. So I don't want to stress myself too much.
well done, Dr. Adaubi. That actually, very, very good story. For somebody who is not that has gone through similar thing, for somebody who is sitting down there now watching or will watch you later, or probably they are sick and they are saying, "Oh, forget about that. I don't think I'll get better." What? Please speak a word to them, a word of encouragement.
Um, First of all, I'm used to that kind of thoughts because that used to be me. If people talk like that, say, "Oh, it is not about me," or it won't work. It's just a default. Sometimes when you open the tap, water comes out. So
Mm,
that's the default. But if you want to stop that kind of thinking, you have to become aware that some of these thoughts has been because you've been with negative people. And who are the negatives? It could be our caregivers, the people that are supposed to be looking after us.
mm.
They don't know any better. They keep telling us we are no good. It's not that they want to hurt us, but they're just vomiting the garbage that their
I
parents
think,
vomited to them.
yeah.
It could be your teachers. Some teachers, out of jealousy, they see a student, probably they don't like the student, or they don't like the parents, or they don't like the color or the way the child speaks, and they now start to campaign. They're supposed to be people that will look after us.
Yeah.
Some education people that teach you, they can give you that. Sometimes, if those two are good, you have friends that put you down because they're from a home where they are receiving negativity. And they say, oh, how come you are doing that? It's not going to work. You want to do this, it's not going to work. They keep telling you all this. And if you believe them rather than from your positive parents or positive
Mm.
teachers, you will default. I was one person that defaulted before. My default was, oh, I'll do it later. Everything, I'll do it later. You know what? It became like a basket. Nothing gets done.
Mm.
Yeah, I realized that. So I give myself 5 minutes to do anything. Even no matter how hard, I just start. If I just do 5 minutes, I go. At least it's done a bit. And also another default is it's not for people like me. It's not for who you are a human being. We're all human beings. So
Mm.
that default comes from coming from probably um we sabotage ourselves, and maybe people have been telling us that we're not good enough. You can do anything, not anything that you cannot do. Because people think that you have to go and become a millionaire to be something. There are cases of somebody doing quiet, maybe selling puff puff on the corner, and they
Mm.
become puff puff maker.
Yeah.
Who says you have to have 10 bedrooms? Who says you are one human being? You cannot sleep in two bedrooms.
Mm.
So it's good to reach for the stars, but don't allow yourself to give up just because you cannot get to the stars. People that got to the stars, they were going one step at a time.
One step at a time. Yeah.
That's one step. Remember the guy that was doing the Jamaica sauce? I remember when he went to the Dragon Den. He
Mm.
didn't know he was going to become a millionaire. He was just
Mm.
doing it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Before you know it, somebody sent him to the Dragon's Den. And just because he has a business, you have to be doing something for you to be noticed.
Yeah.
So we don't jump from A to Z. It's
The
step,
process.
yeah, process. Yeah,
Yeah, it is a
exactly.
process. It is a process. So whatever you are doing, you have to be patient. Take one step at a time. Start. Stop procrastinating and say, "Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow." Some of us are like that. Oh, I'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow never ends. And before you know it, time has, gone. So whatever you want to do, we are just encouraging you to start now. There's nothing like the present. Start now, start little, and then just be gradual. Before you know it, a little water makes a mighty ocean. But some people don't want to do that. And like we were talking about those what's it called, the stars, the celebrities, what happened? They actually work very hard, because if you're not working hard, there's no way you'll be on top. They work hard day and night. It's the only opportunity they have, is just to play a little bit, and to go back again working, because they want to be on top. There are people who want to overtake them. So if you want to be relevant for such a time as this, you have to work hard. You can't just be sitting down, be wishing. They say if wishes were, what's it called?
Houses.
Beggars will ride the horses. you know. So most of us, we don't know that, but we just look and we want to become like a what's it called? Elon Musk. Elon Musk doesn't sleep. His head is always calculating of what to do at every split second. What can I do? What can I do that will bring money? But most of us, we don't think about that. God will help us in Jesus' name. Thank you for sharing
Can I
with
just
us.
say something? You know what you are doing, the toy that you saw,
Teddy bear.
the teddy bears. Tomorrow, if it's in Harrods, people will be envying you, but they never saw the small beginnings.
Yeah,
So there's small beginnings.
yeah. You're very right. There is small beginning.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it. Unless, okay, where can they get your book from?
Yeah. Can I share something first? You know, today my when I started my journey, um, my siblings, they were not really congratulating me because they didn't understand all this award show on Facebook.
Mm,
But when I was in Atlanta in May last month,
mm,
my elder sister, Umogo, she came with me because she said, let me see what you're doing. And when she got to the hall, She was electrified. There were
Wow.
about 200 graduating people, doctorate, and the hall had about 1,000 people. And I was so, and she met my mentor, Professor Caroline Makaka. And it was in this place she was able to see how I went on the podium and was speaking with my honorable colleagues.
Mm.
Do you know that she came out and told all my siblings that this Dr. Adobe, she's not a small person, no. She's very, very high up there.
Yeah.
Told all my family. Since that day, all my siblings congratulated me. And now they actually hold me in high
High
esteem.
esteem.
My sibling, Christopher, Dr. Matthew, and Austin, all of them, and even Evelyn, they now draw me close, and I feel loved because they now give me support. So
Mm.
be anything you are doing, if you do it well, it will bring um
Honor and
both
respect.
honor. Yes.
Brings
In
honor and
your home,
respect.
if they don't respect you before, they'll respect you.
Yeah.
And also, like my brother Austin was even congratulating me today. And
Mm.
all my friends now, they seek for, because as a doctor, haven't done how many hours of work. You are qualified to heal people, not only through medicine, but emotional. You can offer support, guidance. Those are what I do most. And as you know,
Mm.
Minister Carol, you do that as well because you offer healing in your area.
Yeah.
So people that are minister, you hold people's hands. And
Mm.
if not for people like you, the hospital cannot cope because we need people that will support in different area.
Yeah, we do. We
Yes.
do. We sure do. Once again, thank you and
Yeah.
congratulations for
Yeah.
that your doctorate title. Is one thing I'm interested in as well. So
You are very good in what you do.
thank God. We thank God. Thank you very much. I asked that question. Where can they get your book from?
Yeah.
And can you just tell us one of the topics there, or one of the chapters that you really love most, and why?
Yes. Um, okay. First of all, my book can be got from Amazon, amazon.co.uk.
Mm.
That's if you live in the UK, or .com if you live in US. And I also have a website called adaobionyekwelie.com. So one thing I like, what chapter I like is about take care of plants, because we are in the season of looking after yourself, putting yourself first. Do you know that if you have a plant and you haven't watered it for, like, during the winter, for those that live in cold countries, if you haven't watered it for probably 1 week, it will start to wither. But if you live in a hot country, like I bought a sage yesterday, and I noticed that it was looking like this. So I said, okay, and I put some water and it bloomed. So we are not different from plants. We are like plants. I realized that human beings need nurturing. So if you take care of yourself the way you
Mm.
take care of plants, which is on chapter 8 on this book. So when you sorry, chapter 9. So if you take care of plants the way you take care of yourself, you will find out that your life will start to improve. I tried that by taking care of my face. I used to go to bed, I don't bother to even cream my face.
That's
But I,
me. That's me.
yeah, I
I
said
used to
I
do
have a
that as
challenge.
well. I
Yeah,
see my face is brighter now. My okay, finish. Then I would say my own story.
no, what happened is that in the because of the air conditioning in the UK, sorry, the heat, it dries out the skin. So at night when you want to sleep, after cleaning the face and you put some cream on it, it will keep the moisture in. So when you wake up, you won't be looking like a prune, because this is they take the moisture out small by small. So you age faster. But in Africa, we don't have that dry weather. So that's, I didn't believe that. But I just said, let me try. And I could see people telling me, oh, you look beautiful. And I'm thinking in my mind, so the thing is working. So I don't do it all the time, but I just tried it for since last week. Then you also drink water, just like you water your plants. You drink water. You people that are gardeners, they feed their garden so they have all these allotments. They go there a lot, but they don't look after themselves. Even the allotment looks better than them. So if you want to, instead of going to the beauty shop or doing your nails, learn to take care of your body, your mind, yourself, because those are the only thing you have. You see this dress? I can throw the shirt away, buy another
Mm,
one. I
mm,
can throw this away, throw the earrings. But this face, these
mm,
hands, they are for life until I die.
mm.
So why don't you start taking care of yourself? Just like
Wow.
you do plants. So that is in this book.
Awesome,
Just
awesome.
confidence.
Please buy that book and so that you reinvent yourself. And if you want to be mentored by Adaobi, please get in touch with her. She's going to call her email address or how they can get in touch with you. In fact, what you have just said, one, the Bible says you shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bring forth its fruit in due season, whose leaf will not wither. When you are planted by the rivers of water, you are being nurtured. You will not wither. Same thing with us. When they say, as the days of the tree, so shall you be. Those are prayers in the Bible. So how does a tree be? As the days of the tree is stable, it's flourishing, it's fruitful. It's when you say a green tree, people like to stay under it. It brings you can bring a comfort to people. That's who a human being as well. If you are like a tree, there's so many characteristics of a tree that you become, especially stability. When you have a stability in your life, you are fruitful. What else do you want? That is awesome. I like that book. I think I'm going to order one. Thank you very much for that. And concerning the face matter, it's my first daughter when she came back from where she lives, and she told me, "Mommy, look at you. You don't even take care of yourself anymore. What's wrong with you?" Oh my
It's
God. She
business.
actually told me off, and she gave me some cream from Korea, South Korea, this natural base cream. And she said, use it day and night, day and night. And I started over a month ago. I can actually see the difference on my face. I say, wow,
Yeah, your face
just,
is
you
looking
just have to make
fresh.
an effort and be intentional in whatever you do. You will see the results. And that, that's goes with reinventing yourself. So we're here to encourage you to reinvent yourself and discover the brilliance in your potentials that is within you. God will bless you, dear viewers.
I
Please.
also I also have a school in Nigeria that I support. It's called Jomab Secondary School. It's in Ajegule in Lagos. I I give part of the sales from this book to Jomab Secondary School because most of the students don't have money to come to school. So I was paying them through my own money. But I decided, from the charity. So anybody that purchases this book will be helping Jomab. And I also have a vision of a new project. I want to be mentoring young people because most teenagers they get lost. The people they see are all these people on Facebook. And I think we all owe our young people we all owe them mentoring because if you only allow them to be mentored by um rappers and
Social
musicians.
media.
Yes. What kind of world are you going to get? So as long as those people go on Facebook, most people say, I don't want to be on Facebook or something. But if good people don't go on Facebook, you are leaving those bad so-called you say bad people there.
Yeah.
So Christian, you have to go on Facebook as
Yeah.
well so
Mm-hmm.
that you can help at least
Influence or
our
change
young
and
people can
mentor
find you.
people.
Yes. So we don't allow only people who say they are not a good influence. They might be
Mm.
influencing some other people, but we want our children to find good people. So that is the only reason why I show up on Facebook, because I want to mentor the young ladies, especially because we are talking about broken homes, broken homes. If the young ladies know any better, they would plan their life differently. Because before I used to judge, I don't judge them anymore because the
Mm.
life now is so hard. And for the young men, the life of young men, there's so many influences. And I want to beg you, mothers, please, if you have sons, be gentle with them. Because if you treat them so harshly, they will treat their wife harshly. And then their home will be broken and they might
Yeah.
go to prison. There's no
Mm.
need trying to use your olden days 1800 style of parenting.
1935.
Yes, your mother must have done that to you.
Mm.
Save your sons. You have to love your son, because I see a lot of women, they are shouting at their son. You idiot, they're calling their name. What kind of parent are you? You are
Mm.
nice to your pastor. You are nice to people that don't even, that are not living directly with you. This boy, it's because I see most are black women, even other women, they are very harsh to their son because they believe that
So,
he has to be good.
mm.
That is not the way. And that is
Mm.
why I am doing a mentorship course for young boys. Because we need to teach them by loving them.
Mm.
When you love them and when they marry, they will show love. So we have
Because
less.
it's the language they understand, isn't it?
Yes, teach them how to love. Also,
Mm.
teach your daughters, because don't compete with your daughters. You people that feel that your daughter is your best friend, they can be your best friend, but you are also the mom. So don't be telling your daughter about how many men you went out with. That is not what a mother
No,
should be
no,
doing.
no.
So you have to mentor them, because if you don't teach them, who is going to be teaching them? And ask
No.
questions. Ask about their sex life. Ask about what they're doing. It's not because you want to control them, so that they will be comfortable sharing with you anything, any problem they have. Imagine your daughter, probably they have they get pregnant, and they're going to share with their friends, who will take them to clinic you don't know. But if they
Mm.
tell you, we're in a country that if they don't like to tell you about your children, but if you open up that communication link, you will be able to mentor your children. Don't Parenting is not by shouting. Once they are over 16 self, you have to learn to have a discussion. I
Yeah.
learned that the hard way. So those are the things I teach mothers in my workshops.
Thank you very much. I think I'm going to invite you again for that parental skills. How we can parent adult, your young adult children. This wasn't what we planned, but I think somebody out there needs to hear this. And that's why you're really giving that advice. Thank you very much, Adaobi. May the Lord help us, so that we'll have that mindset. The mindset is everything. When we change our mindset, we transform the way we think. It will actually help us. That's the only thing we need to change. This is not all. They say when you are in a Rome, you behave like the Romans. When you are in London, behave like a Londoner. Not say, oh, my parents did not, I didn't do this, they didn't do. And before you know it, we miss it. May the Lord help us, parents, not to miss it, in Jesus' name. Thank you
Amen.
very much, Adaobi.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the viewers out there, the ones that are watching, the one that watch us later. I really
Thank you.
appreciate you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, MCB TV channel, and Karuba Babalola, and share this video. Let it be a blessing to somebody out there. And if you've got a story to share, or you know somebody that has got a story to share, why not refer them to us? Ask them to call me on 0789 770 323. Let them give me a call or inbox me on my Facebook page, and I'll get back to them. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you.